is how I take white people's mentality. I subtract by a century. So it's 1920, guys. It's not 2020. I go by a century. Wherever we go, I go, it's 1920. Not because that's how they're thinking. Their thinking hasn't changed at all.
Well, what's funny is, I was just reading something earlier. You know what was big in the 1920s, right?
Prohibition?
Eugenics.
Ooh, yeah.
Eugenics, the fake bullshit science of eugenics that tried to prove that white people were the superior race.
Ah.
These are where you get the Margaret Singers and
the
Ku Klux Klan and all of that type of shit, was down with eugenics. Fucking Hitler.
When did Jesse Owens beat them Germans and Hitler didn't shake his hand? What year was that?
That was in like 30 something, maybe.
30, okay. Yeah. So yeah.
Like
yeah.
But yeah, Hitler was big into eugenics as well.
Oh yeah, man, of course.
So it's funny. And what were they trying to do at that time? Exterminate black people.
Always.
As well as deport black people.
Yes.
See, what we don't know, okay, and I just gotta, again, I gotta speak on the truth where truth takes me, and come to find out, the Back to Africa movement, that came from white people.
Marcus Garvey?
That was their idea before Marcus Garvey. He actually liked a book called White America, look it up, where they talk about shit like this. Talk about deporting the black people of this country to Liberia and all of that type of shit. This is back in the 20s. So not only were they trying to kill us, they was trying to get rid of us. You know what I mean? And so now if you're saying that we are back 100 years in the 1920s, well, what is that? What does that say? Is all I'm saying. Is why I bring this up.
All you got to do is go back a century. I don't give a fuck what year, go back a century. And that's how much the mentality of white people catching up towards us hasn't changed. They tell us to move on. Well, we have. You the only motherfucker that ain't moved on. White folks are the only motherfuckers that haven't moved on.
And I wanted to talk about that. I'm glad you said that right there, because that brings me to a thought that I had.
Yeah.
Like, we have to understand that we all have a racial memory in our DNA. So the same way that black people are affected by slavery to this day, Deontay Wilder, to this day, is the same way white people are affected by slavery. But here's the thing, it's in different ways. Okay, a black person might be affected where he has a certain submission sometimes to the authority, to white authority. Okay, because that's been something that's been drilled in him. Right. Well, in the convex, a lot of times these white people have authoritative shit drilled into them.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why the police get so motherfucking mad when black people especially don't obey them.
Right.
This is also why you have the phenomenon of the Karens. Okay? And we can go into, I found out the etymology of how Karen came about, and it's pretty funny.
I was asking that last week, right?
Right.
Like, I know more black Karens than white Karens.
So my brother Wise, right? He's the brother right under me. He put me on to the etymology. He said it actually comes from, again, it comes from Tariq Nasheed, he said, right? He said, first, First is a Becky, right? First comes the Beckys.
Yeah.
Those are the younger white girls who are pretty and like they can use their sexuality and all of that,
Yeah.
and their whiteness to get what they want and all this type of shit. They said a Karen is that next phase when when she starts losing her looks and shit like that, and she's not necessarily like, you know.
Yeah, they're all nasty.
She's not necessarily a sexual animal and all that type of shit.
Nope.
Motherfuckers aren't really fucking with her like that. So
Nope.
she needs white supremacy to
build her value
to achieve what the fuck she wants, basically. You know what I mean? To get her what she wants, because she's not a pretty white girl anymore. And then I think now, and then I think after a Karen, apparently is a Susan.
Susan is grandma.
Susan is the older white woman who, like, you know, she fully, you know, accepts her white privilege and fucking, you know what I mean?
The Paula Deans of the world.
The Paula Deans of the fucking world.
Yeah, she's a pile of shit with hair. And these are the ones that are like this. Well, you don't belong here. Well, wait, I need to see some ID.
Right, but think about why, like, cause you always act like, why do they care? Why do they care? Because it's in their racial DNA to feel like they have authority over you.
Right.
Like they own you or some shit. And so now they always talk about, oh, slavery was so long ago. Why y'all keep harping on that shit? Cause y'all motherfuckers still act like that shit's going on. That's why, motherfucker. Like y'all motherfuckers still feel it in your fucking thing, and the police feel it to the point where
we've had this conversation before. Is it in their DNA versus learned behavior? I do think it's both.
It's both. It's absolutely both. But a lot of times, I'm telling you, do you see the irrational fear that comes over the police when don't move, like when it's a black man, like only when it's black people. White people, I see the man grab a gun, do all kind of shit, and they're like, hold up now.
It's because that has a lot to do with just the culture that they, you know, it's like all of our portrayal with music, with entertainment, with film, with everything. We're the thugs, we're the drug addicts, we're the criminals. Like this is something. Ask any.
Right, but are we in the even in the movies? Are we the guy that like kills somebody in a split second? Like you know, we do drive-bys and all kinds of shit like that. Like the police are acting like a motherfucker, you know, is gonna like pull a gun out from and shoot you like this way or some shit like that. Like it's just irrational. They but it's almost like they know who we are as far as God is concerned. And I feel like I've said this before. Like they be so scared that, or it's like they're scared because they know what they've done in the past.
That too.
And they're scared that, oh shit, retribution's about to come.
Yep.
Let me fucking
do
what the fuck I gotta do right now, because if I was him, for the shit I've been doing to them, I'd be wilding on me right now.
I mean, white men are the only ones, they're buying up a lot of the guns, and they're always preparing for something that's not happening to them. They're always gunning up because a lot of them, first of all, a lot of them can't fight. That's real. Like, I've seen footage of cops getting the business from high school kids, getting their ass whooped. But then, of course, the cop has the equipment to stop him. But I've been seeing cops getting their asses handed to them because they punks. There are a lot of bitches on that. Not all cops, of course not. We're not saying all cops. But a lot of these cops are punk motherfuckers, man. And cats be going hand to hand with them. They be getting lit up. Woo! There was one dude that knocked out a cop. He was in his riot gear. Dude punched the cop out in his riot gear. The shit was so funny. Motherfucker laid out with his shield and all that, like, bang.
You know the vibration it takes to knock a nigga out through a helmet? God damn.
This nigga popped him and ran off and boom, that mother said, ah.